already know me. My walk with Christ has been definitely it's been challenging. It's been an emotional roller coaster for me. I grew up in a Christian family when I was born, and I went to church every Sunday, normal little Christian child, and I was baptized at age 9, but I didn't really know who God was and what this all meant. I started to know Christ a little, but not as well as I do today, and I never really appreciated him. Things were fine for a while after I got baptized, and I thought nothing would change, so I just kind of ignored him. Then he started testing me. That's when things got difficult. I moved here in Washington the summer before my 7th grade year. It was a pretty good summer. I made a friend or two, and then school started. I was suddenly surrounded by people I didn't know. I felt alone and really scared. Later that year, I made the 7th grade varsity basketball team. I didn't know any of my teammates, however, and for some strange reason, they all hated me. They didn't even know me. They didn't want to get to know me. They never passed the ball to me, and they played harsh pranks. Sometimes I'd end up going home and crying. They used to write cuss words and rude stuff all over my binder and my duffel bag. Then, on our last game of the season, it was a huge away game to Kings, and they had crossed the line. Right before we got on the bus, when I wasn't looking, they took my uniform out of my bag, dunked it in the toilet, and chucked it back. That was gross. When we got on the bus, we were all hanging out. I didn't really talk to anyone. By the time we got to Kings, something started to smell. I looked at my bag and my clothes were soaked. And when the team captain saw me looking at the bag, she laughed at me. I was really ticked off. I kind of started to yell and cuss a little. I felt like I had to. They crossed the line this time. I blamed God for letting this all happen to me. Then I ignored him even more. About a month later, in August of '08, I broke my leg. I broke it in my left leg, about my tibia. It was really painful. I had to wear a bright neon green cast for up to about 2 or 3 months. After that, I made a few friends, but then they turned on me. I felt more alone than ever. I had a hole. Then I found Cedar Home. God had given me the answers to all my faith tests. He gave me the Bible, a strong support system of friends and fellow family members, and most of all, he gave me hope. The first day I arrived at Cedar Home, the lesson was on how to forgive those who have hurt you. I felt like I was destined to hear the lesson. I was shocked. It was as if he was talking to and even about me. I felt whole again. I had realized Christ wasn't the reason I was hurt. It was sin. I didn't know the impact God could have on a single person. Before Cedar Home, I was an attitude-filled, cursing girl who never let anyone in because she felt like she'd get hurt again. Recently, though, God tested me again. He threw a curveball at me in a way I never would have expected. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, one of my really best friends, Haley Salvador, passed away, and her funeral was the same night that we watched Passion of the Christ. And because it was all the way up in Seattle, I wasn't allowed to go. But a few friends sent pictures, and I felt a little more included. I went to youth group, and I didn't really feel like talking to anyone. I was really upset, and I talked to Tristan and Dan and Amanda and Siri and Kendall, and they made me feel better. Then I prayed with a few of my friends, and I prayed that he'd send comfort with me that night, and he provided like he always does. I turned to him with everything I had that night, and I found out how much better I ended up feeling. I still kind of felt bad, but I didn't let a rain cloud follow me the rest of the night. I think I passed that faith test at least a little bit. Now I've realized what an impact he's had on me, and I've turned all of my attention to him, and I've given him my all. I tell him everything that goes on. He knows me better than I know myself even. and I'm not perfect, and I still have my down days where I still get picked on and teased and shunned, but they're not as bad now because I know I always have one friend that's looking out for me. And I found that those days that are really bad, those are the days I turn to him the most. And he's I've let him work through me as he wishes. I've just completely given him my all. God's been a huge part in my current life, and he's helped me do just about everything. Thanks.
Yeah.